It is what it is. All right, let's try it again. Hi. We lost power. Is anybody there? Mr. Hobbyhaven has went downstairs and he's going to see if it's actually working. How about you girls? Are you still with me? Did you stick with me through the troubleshooting of how to make it work? Oh, Mr. Hobbyhaven is back. Okay, so I guess that our chatting is working. And we're going to go from here. Okay, so hopefully you girls are still there. Sorry about that. The power went out. I don't have any idea why the power went out. It's, you know, sunny and hot outside, so who knows? All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to do, I guess we'll have 2 videos because now there'll be no choice but to, I can't splice them together since it's live, so we'll just have to go from here. All right, so we're going to add E21. Maybe it's a sign. Now my eye has really got a twitch. Great. Let's bring this over here on this side. Then we're going to add E00. And E50. And then I'm going to add some, I'm going to give it a second coat, but I'm going to add my cheek color. So let's do R20. We lost everybody, honey. They all left because the power went out and they decided to have lunch. All right, R30's next. And then we're going to go back and do E21. I'm going to go ahead and do her neck again too. E00. Hi Trish, thanks for sticking with us through technical difficulties. All right, we're going to do E00 next. It's just never easy. I can't just push the button and say go live again. No, that's not how it works. And I think I'll do some more of our pink here. Hi Connie. Yeah, Mr. Hobbyhaven has a whole process he does to set us up to go live. So it's like, uh-oh, the power went out. Glad you can join us from Denmark. All right, now I'm going to go over her whole face with E50. I'm just using this color this time just because I wanted to try. I like to add it occasionally and something different. And it gives her skin more kind of a yellowish tone instead of a pinkish tone. Okay, let's see, hair. Okay, so for her hair, we're going to use E29, 19, and then 33. So we're going to grab these. We had words when it went out. Definitely. I'm like, oh no, the power went out. So let's start with E29. And I want to put that where I want the shadows. So I'm going to go with just where I want to put dark. So let's go with a little bit here, like where her little curls kind of turn up. And then kind of right here, it kind of comes away from her shirt. And it's kind of ducking behind, what's the word for that? Ducking behind this other little strand right here. I'm going to put a little dab there. And then where the curl on this one goes underneath, I'm going to give that a couple little slashes. I just try to keep my darkest colors where there's going to be, I know there's going to be some shadow. So like here where the little curls curl back inside. And I try to keep my pen more straight up and down because it helps with me making the smaller lines. Because I want to make little tiny swirls or streaks. So if my pen is straight up and down, I'm more able to do that. If I keep it more like this at the side, I'm using more of the brush than I would be if I keep it straight up and down and just the tip of my pen is touching the paper. Oops, see, I tipped my pen too far there. It's got a very big blob. And then let's add a little bit up here towards the top of her hair. Hair is difficult. It's got, I try to use as small as little streaks as I can because you don't want to have big blobby streaks. I can't talk today. The power outage made my brain stop working. It takes practice too. You got to do lots of practicing on getting your small little lines. I'm trying to go around this leaf without coloring that because we're going to color that yellow and I do not want it to be brown. So I'm trying to be really careful. And over here, it kind of dips behind her hat a little bit, so I'm going to come down a little bit further over here. And let's do right here. And again, be careful going by her face. You don't want to color her face brown. And usually when I color by myself, I flip my person or my image all over the place. I don't just hold it in one spot. So whichever way is easier to move or make your little flicks with, that's the way my paper's going. And let's do a few up here where it's coming away from her cheek. Okay, let's try that. Then we can always come back and add a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to do E19 next. And I just go right where I did the last color and I just continue from there. So I'll start kind of in the middle of where that color was and pull some stripes away from it. work our way to the other side here. Okay. And then I like to go okay, so Eve 33, Mr. Hobby Haven's hysterical. And I usually use the last color to just color it in. You can also leave some white spaces if you want. Mine just I never think they look that great. So I tend to just color her hair all the way in. Every once in a while I get a little wild on it. I'll think the white part, little white streaks look good, but not usually. All right, then I'm going to go back with E29, and we'll put a little bit more of that in. And again, I try to keep my little lines pretty small, so I'm going to pull them down just a little bit further this time. I'm going to add just a little bit more over here. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. It's looking pretty good, not too bad. How do I choose colors for her hair? Usually it's just whatever I'm feeling that day. I do have a swatch book too that I keep colors in, so that if I'm feeling undecisive, I can flip through the little swatch book and pick a color of hair that I like. But since she was outside, she just felt like she needed to have reddish brown hair today. That's why I picked it. But usually, like for her outfit or whatever, I usually use the paper. So I don't usually color. I'll maybe color all of everything else in, and then I'll leave her outfit till last, and then I will choose a color from the paper so that it will match something. Otherwise, I would pick something that doesn't match at all. I've had that happen multiple times. I tend to pick, you know, wild pinks and stuff like that, and I don't have any paper that makes any sense for that. But there is, on the side of the store blog, there's a little, there's a link thing where you can go and you can download a link or a color sheet. It's a t-shirt now. It used to be a girl, but Krista Smith isn't doing stamps anymore, so it was no longer in the store. But if you just had a girl with nice, like, straight hair or whatever color hair, you could use that as a template, and then you just print it out and then color her hair with different ones. So you can just flip through there and see what colors you like. When I get done, I'll go get it and we can look at it and you can see what it looks like. So for the little lamb, we're going to use W3, 1, 0, and 00. I also have a pin board that I keep things on over at Pinterest for colors I've seen on other people's blogs that I like. And I'll just save the picture into the pin board and I can go look at it and go, oh, that's an awesome color, and use that. So that works really good. So I'm going to start with W3. And let's do, for his hair, I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of some swirls here along. Maybe not all. Oh, that's attractive. How do you think I will fix that? That's pretty much how it sums up my entire day right there. Okay. Let's blob some of that up, hopefully. Now, first when the power goes out, and now we have this, and okay. Maybe I should just call it a day now and just go right back to bed. Okay. So we're not going to get that out. That's never going to happen. So we're just going to continue on. If this was me, then I would just throw it out and start over. But since we're in the middle of our little... I know you're all feeling for me because this has happened to you, right? I'm sure of it. Evidently, I filled that one here lately and it's made this huge disastrous mess. Okay, let's take our colorless blender and see if maybe we can get some. I'm not so worried about this shirt because we're going to color that a dark purple. But let's kind of swoosh that out a little bit. Maybe we can lighten it up some. Or push it maybe into the cracks. We'll see what we can do. We'll try it. Feather it out so it spreads out here more and takes up less space maybe. Otherwise, I guess he's now going to have a patch on his eye. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna modify him, and he's going to have a patch. Put a bow on. I could put a bow on him. He's gonna have a big giant bow on his eye. Okay, so I'm gonna dry it. So I'm waving it around to try it. There will be no Bible journaling tonight because I feel cursing coming on. What? It's the little red.
Where's it at?
It's underneath the paper trimmer.
Oh.
It's a giant red. I think, no, maybe it's brown with a green thing. Okay, so, all right, let's go with that. Mr. Hobby Haven's trying to find the Swatch book. All right, so we're going to make him. He's going to just have to have some alternate coloring here. Oh, maybe I better pull the other end off. Here, let's get smart. We'll pull both ends off the pin. So we got both ends. And I didn't fill this one lately, so I don't know why it did that. Because if I would have changed the other end of my pin to the little fine nib, and I haven't changed this one yet. Okay, so we're just going to make him darker on this side. Crazy thing, crazy. It's going to be one of those days. I see a nap in my future. Thanks, Trish. Could you come over? I really like margaritas. Oh. Wine. I have some wine. Heavens. Alrighty then. So W0. There's not much we're going to be able to do with that over there, so we're just going to leave it. This poor little guy. He's looking pretty sad. He's going to have to be... Maybe he could be a black sheep. All right, so his poor little face here. What am I going to do with that? That, I can't live with that. So let's see. He is going to have a darker ear. It's okay to be different. He can be different. Okay, this little guy, he's just going to have a little patch right here. He's going to be out there somewhere. He was born with a special patch. Maybe he was born with his face like this. Oh, here we go. He's going to have on a mask. We'll just make him completely different than what he was. Okay, how about like this?
It's the dreaded pirate.
It's the dreaded pirate. It's the dreaded pirate sheep. Okay.
Pirate
Honey, can't talk about Halloween. People are objective to that. Okay, so now we're going to go, we're just going to make him darker, period. There, that'll fix this right up. Poor little guy. Well, since we're doctoring him up, let's give him some pink cheeks too. Since he looks kind of sad now, we'll give him some pink cheeks. Okay, he's not too bad, I guess. So there, we fixed him. And then hopefully when we do the coloring for the outside here and then we do her shirt, we'll color up most of the rest of that. So not too bad for having that big ugly blob on there. I think I did a pretty good job of fixing it. So let's do her hat next. Hopefully there's no more of these incidents. Oh my goodness. I'm stressed out. I need to have I better have a sip of soda. I should have put some rum in that. All right, so for her hat, we're going to do E31 and 30. All right, so 31. Let's go with away from our little flowers here. And then I'm going to go with a thin line right next to the brim of her hat. And since this is kind of in the back right here, I'm going to bring this up from the side. And then down here, let's go away from her hair. And then E30. I think I'll go, ouch, I colored my hand. Okay, so E31, I'm going to add a second coat of that. I wonder, it had to be a little bit darker. You could go with just one coat if you were liking it that light. And then we'll go with our E30 again. Oh, Dee's returned. Hi, Dee. Thanks for coming back. Sorry about the power outage. We lost power for some unknown reason. I don't know. Maybe somebody ran into a pole down the street. Crazy. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, so for our hat, we need G85 and 12. And then for the flowers, we need Y23 and 11. So we're going to use these. Of course you were Misty. You missed all the fun. We discussed how I made this big mess of my sheep, and then I sort of fixed it. I don't know. He's maybe needing some more help here in a little bit, but we're going to let him go for us, just a little tiny dab. I'm still not loving him, but, you know. What is it I'm always telling you, girls? Just go with it. Just go with it. It's not a complete loss. I'm sure I could send this card. When it's all done, I can send this card to one of you and you'll love it, right? Okay, and then we're going to go over all of that. See, I had a taker. Dee said she would love it, even though I messed it up already. Okay, Dee, you're the big winner. It's coming to your house when I'm all done. And I don't expect you to tell me how great it was, okay? I expect you to be honest about this mistake. All right, so, I don't know. I think I'm going to put a little bit more of my Y23 on my flower here. Seems like it should be a little darker, maybe. Okay, that looks better. Okay, look, I forgot to color her foot. The power situation threw me off. Okay, let's go down here and do her foot real quick because I forgot her foot. Okay, so I'm going to start with E11. And she's got a little bit of her foot showing. I didn't have her wear socks, so let's color this in. And then for her foot down here, let's give it a little color. That was an easy fix. Let's do her shoe. Did I put the shoe? Oh, we don't get to color her shoe because I didn't put any colors on the directions for that. Good job, Heather. Okay, so we will do... What did I do for her shoe? Evidently I did the ends because they're up here in the what to get out, but I didn't put them down in the instructions. I will have to fix that. So if you already got your kit, don't forget that our shoe is in 9, 7, and 5. And I will have to fix that. All right, so we're going to start with N9. And for this little shoe, we're going to go, and I'm going to leave the sole white. I don't know why I did that, but I'm going to. And then over here, let's do... And I try to be very careful because this is black, and I don't care how big of a smudge you get. If this goes outside the lines, you are not getting that off. Oh, thanks, Trish. I want to go too. All right, we're going to hop up here and we're going to do her pants next. So we're going to do B97, 95, and 93. And we're going to start with B97. So let's see. She's got the little sheep leaning on her. So let's do right in here first because he's going to be making that pretty dark in here. So let's just go around and kind of brush most of this. I'm going to leave a little bit for just a little bit of a light color there. And then let me turn my girl here a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go around his foot. And let's go along the bottom. And then right here, there's like a little bump. So I'm going to say she's got a little wrinkle right here. Let's give it a little wrinkle. And then we're going to go right next to this lace. And I'm going to leave this lace white. So I'm going to try not to color it. And then over here, let's do the same thing. So let's go around her whole leg. So we're just going to outline it. And right there she had a little bump, so I gave it a little extra. And let's do the same on this side. And then over here, you can see part of her fanny. So I'm going to go and cover most of that. And let's leave a little bit like that. We'll go with that for a minute. Okay, so then we're going to go with I love that idea, Dee. All the kids can go to see Mr. Hobby Haven. He's excellent with children. He has the patience of a saint. He's more like convincing them to do something, and I'm more like, did you do it already? Because I said to do it 5 minutes ago. My little Natalie came over last night, and she is into walking the dog. And she couldn't convince me to walk the dog, so she decided she would be a horse, and I should walk her. So for 3 hours, she wore this leash around, and I walked her around the house. I should have just walked the dog. It probably would have been a lot faster. But if you take them both outside, then you're like, you have to make sure the other one, Lexi's, isn't listening. So you have to make sure they're both. Natalie just walks the dog. Lexi runs off. I'm going to do a B93. I'm going to give her pants 2 coats, so I'm not worried that they look terrible. Okay, now we're going to come back with B97. Mr. Hobby Haven is a giant child. He likes to play. Yes, Connie, this is a kit in the store. So if you wanted to pick up this kit, don't forget to use your coupon, Tilda, Tilda, for 25% off if you wanted to pick up a kit. But you get enough supplies to make 3 cards. Everything's already cut out. You just have to stamp your girl. And then on this one, I stamped a little tag for you, but you don't get the sentiment set with that. You just get the little tag I stamped, but you get that on there. But everything's ready, so you just have to stamp your girl and color her and then put them together. And there should be a link down in the description box, unless when the power went out, it fell off of there. If not, I'll fix it after class. Okay, so we're going to have to do something with this. This is just a little too stark up here, so let's go with, I'm going to brush it up a little bit more, I think. So now I'm putting my pen down, and then I'm brushing away from my line, so that when I pick my pen up at the end of my check mark, I have, for me, my pen automatically, I get less ink because I'm pulling away from the paper when my check mark comes up. That makes any sense. So like when I go this way and I go like this, when I get to the far right, my hand is automatically picking up away from that paper because it only can go so far. I'm thinking I need to cover this up back here. Whoops, I colored his foot. That poor sheep. Okay, so this side is still looking a little patchy. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my pen on here, and I'm just going to swipe it clear across and back. Give it a little bit more extra there. And I think that I will go with my B95 again. Give it just a little bit more. and then do the whole swiping thing again with my B93. I kind of got rid of a few of those little lines and stuff. Yes, we do send to international shipping. Shipping to international is pretty expensive though, so make sure you pick the first class postage because it's a little cheaper, but going out of the States, I don't know why it's so expensive. I sent something to someone here a while back, and it was just an envelope with nothing, like a letter inside, and it was $13.50. I thought that was a little ridiculous. I don't know what's worth $13.50. It was one envelope with just a little thing in there. That was it. So I thought that was outrageous, $13.50. All right, so we're going to go RV69, R56. But I try to make it the cheapest one possible. And sometimes it goes over the amount of shipping, Connie, and I'll give you a refund of whatever the extra was. R59, 50, so 34. R81. All right, so we're going to do her shirt next. So for that, we are going to use RV69, 56, RV34, and R81. But you can also, you put whatever you want in your cart and then go to the checkout, and it'll tell you what shipping is before you check out. So if you wanted to just check to see how expensive it was, you can do that. All right, so we're going to do RV 69. And I want my shirt to have some little pleat things in there, so I'm going to make sure to leave some spaces for that. So let's go. So this right here is going to cover up a lot of this ucky gray that we have on her shirt. Like so. And then over here, let's do a little dab, and then I'm going to go with this thin line, and I'm just going to kind of, I barely touch my paper and just kind of pull it back up, so I'm kind of dabbing it, I guess, to make that little dinky line right next to her shirt top there. And then we're going to make some lines. So let's go, here's going to be a pleat, so we're going to make that a little bit darker, and then let's do this one, because there's already a line there, so I'm going to cheat and use that. And then for her sleeve, go around her hair. And let's see. Oh, she's got a little pleat right here. So let's bring this up. And then we're going to want to go right next to where her hair is over here. And we want to go around our little sheep. Let's see if I can not color him pink or purple. All right. Then we're going to go with R56. I'm going to go ahead and color this sleeve in. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to color most of this sleeve in. And let's see, what can we do with this one? Okay, so now we want to work over here, but I want to make sure to leave a little bit of white space because remember I want to have some little pleats. So like on this line here, I'm going to leave a white streak right next to it so I can have my lightest color there. So I want to make sure that I don't color right up to the line. And same for this one. I'm going to make this one, this wide one here, have a little pink streak in the middle. So we're going to go all the way down like this. So it'd have a little pink highlight right in the middle of her shirt. And then I'm going to put a highlight on this side of her shirt. So make sure when you get on that side that you don't get too close. And I'll probably do her shirt more than once. Oh, I forgot to do it up here. And RB34 is next. I'm going to fill this one in. And that did a pretty good job of covering up most of that gray for her shirt there. Okay, then R81. So now I'm going to fill in all these little white spaces. And I'm going to go, yes, I'm going to have to give her shirt a second coat because that looks terrible. Terrible. Looks terrible. And let's see, I think I'm gonna bring this line around the bottom of this one too. It looks kind of funny with that, just that airspace there. And then I'm going to use this one to go over her entire shirt. Like so. All right, so my little sheep, I don't think turned out too bad for having that ugly, terrible thing on him. But now we are going to add, we're going to give her a fence. So I have brought in my ruler. Let's go up just a little bit. And a pencil. Because she needs something to sit on. So I'm going to go with the top rail of her fence going up so her hand kind of covers it up. And this little ruler here has some lines on it, so I'm going to use those to keep my ruler straight. And we're going to go with right here. Okay. And then I went down, I don't know, let's see. See if I can measure it by the... So I'm going to go down towards the bottom of her shoe. So I'm going to go one, I'm assuming this is like 1/4 of an inch, so 3/4 of an inch, maybe. And then I'm going to draw me another line. Oops. And then I'm going to go down to somewhere out here on her shoe. And we're going to draw another line. And then go down about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm not being too precise about it. I just decided how wide I wanted it to be. Like this. Okay, then we want to draw I'm going to give her a post. So I'm going to use the little dots on the side here that are on the side of your paper. And let's go up. I'm going to kind of go with my fence up here to where her hair is right here. Oops. Let's go in a little bit. So let's go about right here. I'll draw a line. And then that's going to be the side of your post. So I'm going to go over maybe 1/8 of an inch. And draw another line. And then I'm going to go, let's call it 3/4, kind of like the width of our little boards down here. Okay, and then we're going to make the top to our post. And this one here on our little dots is going to have to go up a little bit because we're going to need a little angle right here. So we're going to make a little angle, and then the angle on this one, and then we're going to draw across to this one. So you got a little post there. And then down here on our boards, we're going to make them come into the middle. So I'm going to draw me a little space here for the middle where they meet and they're nailed to their post like so. And you could go over that again with your Copic multi-liner or whatever you want to do with that, but I didn't do that. I just colored it. So we're going to use E49, 47, and 44. And then we're going to start with 49. And so I'm going to use that as my outline. So I'm just going to go right over that line. I'm trying not to color that poor sheep's foot. And wood does not have to be precise. I have never seen any wood or fences that are perfectly straight unless they have been cut with a saw. And my fence is out in the field. It's going to be rustic. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, so the board goes across there, so we don't want to color that line even though it's there. We're going to ignore that. Same for this one. And I'm going to color this little section right here, that's the side, in. Remember, skip your board. Okay, so far so good. Now if you wanted, you could go in and you can erase these little blinds here if that's going to drive you crazy. Or you could have been smart and not drew them. You could have skipped the little boards, but I wasn't thinking. Okay. And we're going to add E47. And again, nothing too fancy. Let's just add some little lines. So I'm going to go with, let's go like so. This is wood. It's not technical. I'm actually going to put my paper on top of my instructions. So in case I don't want to color off the paper onto my little mat here, because that does not come off. Okay, so we got E47. Okay, so we're going to actually do a few lines over here. And then we're going to do over this way. They don't have to be straight lines. Wood has knots in it. Then we'll do E44. And now I'm going to fill my whole post in and all the fence. And I'm probably going to give it a second coat because I should probably go around some of this stuff with my darkest color, like is my little sheep's foot there. And then we'll add some more lines back on. Okay, then we're going to come back with E49, and let's go around some of this stuff because this stuff is going to have a shadow on it where her hand is sitting on the fence and where her foot is sitting. Okay, and I didn't add any lines of this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Then we'll add E47. Like I said, if you're worried about this part too, you can always do this part separate on a separate sheet and then cut your girl out and put her on the fence. I'm more of a just go for it kind of girl. And then you're going to need, I'm not going to go over that because I want the lines to stay out, but I'm going to do E49, and you're going to need some nails to hook your fence, your boards to the fence. So I'm just going to give them a couple of dots. Like so. So far, so good. Okay, so all right, so what do we want to do now? Now let's go ahead and do the trees. Okay, so the trees, we are going to need, let me see here, I'm going to need some stuff, so let me get all that out, because it's quite a few. Y17. And I'm going to try to leave them in the order that I'm going to use them, because otherwise they will probably get into this giant mess. Okay, so for my trees, I'm going to use YR 21, 11, no, YR21, Y11, Y17, YR04, R08, YR14, E08, YG91, YG97, YG95, E49, E47, and E89. That's a bunch, huh? Okay, so I'm going to put all these over here in a line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take YR21 and I'm going to make a line first for where I want my trees to go. So I'm going to say, how about right here? Okay, and then I'm going to use this to make some trees. So let's say we're going to have a yellow tree right here. And let's do a yellow tree right here. And I think I'm just going to do a yellow tree right in this little spot just because there's a little patch of hair right there. Then we're going to add Y17. So let's do, wait, let me put my paper over here first. I don't want to color on. My board. So I'm going to put my paper on top of the board. Okay, so we're going to do Y17. So let's do this tree right here. And how about right here? Are you guys scared yet? Okay, YR04 is next. So I'm going to do that one. Right in here. I'm going to go ahead and butt it up against this tree. And let's do one up above her hat. And how about right here? I'm going to say this one's going to come down in this spot right here a little bit. E08. Fearless go. I'm just going to be fearless. Just go for it. Okay, so let's do this brown one, E08. How about right in here? And let's see, how about this little spot? Okay, it's looking terrible so far. Okay, then we'll go with YR14. I'm thinking that maybe, what's this? How dark is this one? This was, what's this one? I think maybe I have them out of order. Let me check. Oh yeah, let's do this one next. Okay, so we're gonna do R08 next. We need some red trees. And we're going to go in with this one right here. Let's just put this little orange one right here. And maybe over here. Are you convinced they're going to be trees yet? Okay, so now we are going to go. So everywhere that I did YR21, I'm going to do Y17. So here's a YR21. So I'm going to go and here's one. And then where I put Y17, I'm going to do YR04. And then where I put YR04, we'll do YR or E08. I'm just making some dots. Then where I put E08, we'll add R08. Then where we put E08, we'll put YR14. Oops. Let's move that. Okay, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add YG91 to some of these. So let's go with the lightest one. So how about our YR21? I think I'll do some up here. What did I do to this one? That one must have something else. Let's do the YR04 too. So all the leaves you made YR04, we'll add this. Then I'm going to add YG97 to those. And then YG95, so I'm going to add that to the ones that I did Y17. Let's add some to this YR, what was this one? YR14. This will look good on this brown too. So let's add a little bit of this to all of the ones that we didn't add green to before. Let's not do that yet. Okay, so now with Y21, I'm going to go back over the little spots that I put it before and swoosh over the top of these colors. And I smush all those little circles. And I'm just going to go down the line. That was this one. It's hard to remember which ones you put down. Okay, let's add this. Some of these trees. Now, we're going to go in, let's do R89 to some of these brownish red ones. Then we are going to add E49. So you don't want to go crazy with the E49. On mine, I bid too much on this side last time, so I'm going to try to keep it a little bit less this time. So let's go maybe with a little bit more, less dots. I'm going to try to keep it on the outside edge. And let's go over here. Let's see. Because whenever you look at a tree line, you're going to have, you don't really see the colors underneath the trees. It's more black. So this will give it the illusion of it being dark underneath of your tree, over the spaces between your trees. And then I'm going to add E47, same thing. Just going to go right in there and add a few more of those little dots. And you can bring this as kind of light, so you can bring it out here in some of these where you have a little bit of extra spaces, where it looks kind of barren. It looks really good in the red ones. Let's see, I think some of these this little yellow one here needs something else here. And what's this brown one here? It needs something too. It needs some help. Okay, then I'm just going to go over those trees with my solid color. What color was this? 8. This is a red one. This tree here, right here, looks really odd, so we're going to give it some more dots. Maybe it's just this left side. Okay, I'm going to go with that before I keep fiddling with it. And we're going to color the sky with B quadruple 0. So I'm going to grab my piece of paper. And I didn't do anything fancy. I'm just going to color it in. Okay, so but I'm going to flip it around, because I don't want to get too close. I mean, I want to get close to my trees, but I don't want to accidentally pull any of that red out here. And then for the grass, let me check. I don't know what I use. 28 and 24. Okay, get my paper again. So we're going to use our G28 first. And for that, I'm going to stay up there. For that, I'm going to go right next to the tree line. And then we're going to fill it in with our G24. Uh-oh, my finger's stuck. And you could go over that however many times you would like to flatten it out, or you could do up here, you could go, this green looks kind of funky, and let's do a little bit more of a screen here. You could go over that with your colors blender too, if you wanted to kind of add some lighter patches. You could add grass. You could do all kinds of things that you want to in there, but there is our girl all colored. Not too bad for winging it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our card together. So you have all this stuff that comes in your card kit. And let's see here. Let's start with this piece here first. And I always make sure my card's opening the way I want it first, because I would be the one to tip it the wrong way. And this piece here looks like it maybe had some 4x6 cards on the back of it. So unless I happen to cut it in the right direction, you're gonna, like this, you got the little birds, you're not gonna probably be able to flip that over. Sometimes you can flip the paper over. And then we'll do the dots. Or this side you could use the little doilies or the circles on the back. And this is another one that had 3x4 cards, I think, on the back of it. So unless I cut it perfectly, you're not going to use that either. But I love these flowers. Next, you're going to have this little piece with the scallops on there. Oops, turn it around. Whoops, not like that. I should have put the tape on this part. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. And then you can put some stickles in her hair or some Spica glitter pen. You could give her some dots on her cheek with your Sharpie white paint pen. Decorate her up a little bit. I usually go back over her eyes with some kind of black pen because it seems like I never stamp them straight or all the way black. Then you got your little tag and this little string here. So you're going to stick this, hopefully. It's not going to be too difficult. And let's put a pop dot on the back. And then when you're going to send it to your friend or whoever, you can check one of the boxes, or you could check all the boxes if you wanted and put whatever you want on there. This sentiment set is from the, let me look. My Favorite Things Stay Cool sentiment set. That's not included. And I don't, it's pretty old, so I don't know if it's still available or not, but I would I'll put a link down in the description box if you can go ahead if you want to get that and I can find it. But that is our card this week. Didn't she turn out cute? I really want to see you girls do those trees, and I want to see what they look like if you bought a kit. Because I would love to see your done kits too. And if you don't mind, I can share them with everyone on the blog. So you let me know if that's okay to do that. But there's only 4 of these kits left. So if you want one, make sure to head over and grab one and use coupon code Tilda, Tilda, for 25% off of that. So in the meantime, let me show. Connie wanted to see my swatch book. So in my swatch book, I just have it in a Simple Stories 6x8 album. And then it comes with the little divider things in here, so I put those in there. But each of my swatches, you can get this download over on the store blog. There's one in a link section if you want to download this little t-shirt. Comes with this, just like this, so you can print them out and cut them out and put your swatches right on there. But that's how I swatched the individual colors. And then, so there's like orange and green and pink and all that. But then I have one for hair colors too. So I picked this girl's Crafty Kate, I think was her name. But like I said, she's not in business anymore. But you could just find any digital image and with some nice hair that you could color. And then I just swatched out different hair colors. So I can just flip through here. And there's a bunch. And then I have one also that I did for skin tones. So if you're trying out different skin tones, you could print whatever image or a stamp or whatever. You could do a circle if you wanted to just do something even simpler and just put them on there to try it. Oh, and this was I think this was my Shinhan colors. And then I have some hair colors for her back there in the back too, for those markers when I use those. But that is my swatch book. And I just keep them all in here, and the little cards slip out so I can move them around because I have all the blondes in the front, and then I go to redheads, brown. I try to keep them kind of color coordinated so that, you know, if you're looking for something, you don't have blonde clear in the front and then black and then a bunch of other things. Oh, and then see here you have pink or purple hair. So very fun. This little album, Connie, you're wanting one of these. This is a Simple Stories 6x8 photo album that they have, and these are even the little pocket pages go in this book. So they're the 3x4 pocket pages. I don't have any more of the albums. I'm not sure if I have the little pocket pages in the store, but if you just type in Page Protector in the search bar at the top, they should do, oh, the pictures. I've been trying to keep, I don't know if I have them on the Heather's Hobby Haven Pinterest page, but I did have one where I was keeping track of links and stuff. Nowadays, I do a little pin card at the bottom of my post. So there's a picture of the card, and then over on the side is a list of all the colors I used. I made those 4x6 pictures. So you could print one out and then slide the pictures into a little album like this, and then keep track of all of the little colors that I used for each card. And it's got an example of the card on it. Does that make sense? Or you can even, if you don't want to keep an album, you can make a pin board. If you do Pinterest, you can make a Pinterest board and then just save the pins into one of your little boards that has color combos or whatever you want to call it. If you go to my Heather's Hobby Haven Pinterest page, just go over to the blog, and at the bottom is a pin thing. It'll take you to Pinterest. If you click on the Pinterest button, it'll take you over there, and you can see my board that I have set up for Heather's the store. And I try to put all of the pin cards in there so they're all in one place. I might be a little bit behind, but most of them are in there. Probably the last couple weeks are not in there. But I really like this because I can just open it and be like, oh, I want to do a pink shirt, and there it is. Or I want to do brown hair, and then I just turn to my brown hair pages and I go, oh, I really like, for me, it's like, oh, I love this one today. And the colors are right here on this side. So I really like the board. So don't forget, girls, that if you want the Tilda card kit, go grab it. There's only 4 left. Next week, we are going to be doing the Singing Elf Brynn, B-R-Y-N-N. But there's a blog post for this over on my store blog, and it'll tell you all the stuff you need for that. We're going to do that next Thursday at noon. Otherwise, I guess I will see you tonight at 7:30 for Bible journaling. I have to go figure out what we're doing for Illustrated Faith Word Nerd Week 4. I haven't looked at it. I have no idea. But that's what happens every week, so that's what's going to happen. If you have a suggestion for one that you would like, a class you'd like to do in the future, let me know in the comments below so that I can add it to my list, because I have not worked on anything past this next week. The next following week's going to be a card kit. I haven't done it yet. And don't forget to vote in the comments below on what Christmas card stamp you want me to do, because I'm only going to do one more. And I showed you at the beginning which was your choices. So make sure to put down in the comments and vote. That will be your vote. You put which one you want down in the comments. And don't forget to like the video today so that everyone knows about it and, you know, learn about my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day, and we will see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye.